It's gold. I'm in my school with my favorite tree outside, the gold one. Waiting on the time to come for me to go home and pick up the babies and start all over again. And I was thinking, scrolling down the phone, looking at people and phrases and opinions and sharing moments they captured. It makes you think, what really makes you happy? What makes you happy? What really makes you happy? And I'm not talking about, the jolly moments, the joyful little moments that, or like the mask you put as if you're happy about something, but like what really truly makes you happy. It could be something as simple as the rain falling on top of your head, or feeling the snowflakes on your fingers, or watching the sunset. I really enjoy the street, just looking at it outside. It's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And nature does something to our mind. It just really refreshes us. And it's getting loud because kids are going home now. But it's a good self-assessment sometimes to sit down and think hard, dig deep. What really makes you happy? And if there are things that make you feel the opposite, it creates resistance inside of you, and your body feels it, your system feels it and responds to it, your brain resists it. And so when you're not feeling happy, I'm not saying you can be happy absolutely all the time nonstop. That's probably impossible, not in the world we live in. Of course there will be ups and downs, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the deep down inside, the core of the very fabric of who you are. What you're seeking for subconsciously that makes you happy. And sometimes it's a cliche that you heard in a movie or read in a book, or you have this image inside of your head since you're a child, that you think that would be the thing that will make you happy, or the place will make you happy, or the people or the job that will make you happy, or anything. But everything leads back down to what's inside, and what lenses do you use to see the world through. And I think the happiest people on earth don't have millions in the banks, or multi-million homes, or private islands, or private jets, or you get it. The happiest people, I think, are the people who appreciate everything that they have and turn their hearts out with gratitude. I think those are the happiest people, because they don't really focus their mind on keeping grudges, or being like have this lust for this and that, or greedy, or anything like that. Those kind of people are rare. They had probably a lot of hardships, and they realize that, hey, I've been broken enough. I can't be broken anymore. Like, there's no more place to break inside of me. So unless I do something about it, everybody's different. Some people are just born like that. Some people develop it. But what truly makes you happy is who you really are. In those moments when you're really happy, and how you react to it, how you feel at that moment, that is who you are, and that's what you strive to. Or sometimes that's something that can change. You could be happy or think that you're happy in a circumstance, in a place, or with certain people. But actually, when you sit down and dig deep and start rationalizing, you realize that that's not true, that you're actually on the opposite. You're stressed out a lot in that situation and place and people. So so your perspective may change, and that's okay too, because that's part of growth. We're not supposed to stay in the same place. We're supposed to grow, mentally and physically and everything, really, in intelligence as well. So your happy place, or happy, striving to be that person, or that find that happiness, inner happiness, might change, and that's okay too. But it just made me think, like, just stop for a little bit. Stop everything that you're doing and just think, what really makes you happy at this moment? Is it the upcoming Christmas season? Is it coming back to your family? Is it the nice warm room you're in, or the good job that you have right now? Or is it the fact that you are healthy and standing up and capable of working and sustaining yourself? It comes down to what you're really grateful for. Because when you recognize those things, when I recognize those things and I start being grateful for it, it just changes. It's like, what really makes me happy is not what I have and who I am, but like, how can I be helpful to those around me to be happy, kind of thing. How can I support and help my kids to be happy? And of course, I know they're not going to be happy all the time, and then there'll be ups and downs, and we go through that together as well. But I feel happy when I see other people happy. Does that make sense? And so if I have to think about me, I lost the connection with the self probably about 12 years ago, since I'm a mom. So I think a lot of ladies can relate to that. I cannot say I have right now at this point a favorite dish anymore, or a favorite time of the day, or except, I know that one is when I go to bed. But favorite this and favorite that, hobby or whatever, that's wishful thinking, and that's just out of reach at the moment. When you have 5 kids and they're like 10 years apart, that's just, you don't even get to think about the self. And so if I sit down right now and think about what makes me happy, if it's a thing, I would be like, maybe a slice of pizza and a hot chocolate. That would make me happy. Or squeeze in a comfortable couch with a blanket and watch a nice Christmas cheesy movie. That would make me happy. Or go for a ride in a park, or you can drive slow and just look at the gold and the maple leaves, tree leaves, and it just beautiful colors of the fall. Nature definitely would be one of source of refreshing and recharging. But moreover, I'll be like, how can I help this person that I know is feeling down a little bit at the moment to be happy and lift them up a little bit? That, I think, there's this actual physical feeling that you have in your heart when you leave somebody with a smile and a bit lifted up. I cannot explain it, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows about that feeling. And so if I was to go get myself a slice of pizza and hot chocolate, that would make me happy, just for a little bit, maybe just to satisfy the physical appetites. But if I went to somebody who needs that pizza more than me, I would give that pizza to that person, and it will make me happy. Inside there's like this tingling, like not tingling, it's like this bright feeling. I don't know how to explain. It's like warmth that comes when you do something nice for somebody else, and you just put and I can eat pizza. And I think moms are a lot like that, because they don't really think about the self. When you cook the meal, you don't think about how much you want to eat of it. Most of the time I don't even want to. And when I see the kids already nicely fed, I feel like, oh, I'm full too, like when I just look at them eating. But that's not the point. The point is, the focus is not the self, focus is the kids, especially when they're small and growing up. That's just years and years and years of taking care of little people. So it becomes a habit to not think about the self. And this last Sunday, just a small example, this last Sunday, the kids and I were asked by the branch president in church to have an interview about tithing settlement, like how much, like we talked about tithing. And in church we give 1/10 of our means to the church. It used to be in the olden days, it used to be like not just money. It was probably you grow potatoes, you get 100 kilos of potatoes, you give 10 to the church. It was just like that. So right now it's a salary. So the branch president explained to the children what it is and what's the blessing coming out of it. And he opened all the scriptures in the Old Testament, and we read it. We read about the opening of the window of heaven, and how the blessings pour down, and how if you just have only one hand, you can just grab only that much of blessings. But if you have both of your hands, it could be more blessings. It depends. It's like very metaphorical, but very good lesson as well. And how if we're as a family hold a blanket, it will more blessings. We can catch more blessings like that together as a unity. So that was a really good object lesson. But he used candy, and it was some kind of American candy. And in Japan you don't really get to see those very often, not really. And so he keeps it for the kids when they have birthday. But like, what really touched me was not only that he spent the time to do that object lesson with the children so they understand, but also when he started giving to all the kids the candy, he was asking, how about your mom? And I was like, oh, that's okay. First reaction is like, no, I'm not a kid. I'm not one of them. They're 5 already, so you're good. I'm good. But he was like, but he said, but you're part of the family. So he gave me one candy, and I just felt like, seriously, I felt like a kid again, and kid in church, how they give candy to kids and stuff. So I just felt not childish in the bad way, but I felt like a kid. It just felt good to receive a candy, even though I'm not a kid. It's just, I think that's how the Savior makes us feel too. Like he knows where is our happy, and he knows where is our sad, and he knows where is our struggle and our ups, and he knows our downs as well. So he wants you to feel accepted and welcomed and loved and appreciated. And sometimes he does it through other people around you. Sometimes he does it through the nature that you see around, but he does carry you when you feel inadequate. And so again, about the happy, what makes you happy is really up to you. How do you perceive the word happy, and what is the meaning of happy for you? Is it a happy place? Is it a happy circumstance? Is it a happy a person who makes you happy? Is it multiple people who make you happy? What is it that makes you happy? And know that it's like two-sided. It's not just one-sided. So you have to work on it to make it that happy come to you. It doesn't come by itself. You have to work on it. And so those were just my thoughts for today.